Are you ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your butts. It's the ComX's Friday Night Drink and Draw, with your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, as well as a bunch of Australia's best-looking creators and artists. Hey, Sizzle, what say we start the shizzle?
Hey everyone,
Hey,
welcome to another Friday Night Drink and Draw brought to you by ComX. We're here every week bringing together Australia's greatest artists and storytellers to chat with and to draw their characters created by a special guest. This week's special guest is none other than Ryan Vella.
hey, how you going, guys?
Turbo Supermax fame.
Excellent.
And our artist will be drawing his character Battery Hen from the upcoming Presents NOIR issue 2 story.
Not a chook. Thanks, Shane. Joining us tonight is myself. And next to me is Nick Quick. He's back with us on screen. And then next to our guest is Julian, who's soon to appear in ComX Presents Noir. Down the bottom, we have Torn's dad. It's Peter Lawson. We have Dave Dye. We have Lee Chalker. We have Duncan Pranavicius. And Julian's teammate on Noir, it's Stephen Mcleod. And the man in question is Ryan Vella, who, as Shane said, we are drawing Battery Hen, who is not a chook. She's a person. And to tell us more about her is Ryan. Ryan, give us the goss. Give us the lowdown.
Oh, yeah, nice. That's cool. Oh, what's to say about Battery Hen?
Gary.
There was an incarnation of her a few years ago, briefly. One little thing, I had a more of like a middle-aged housewife with a baseball bat. Yeah, housewife by day, baseball bat by night, causing
No rolling pin.
But then, sort of updated her for the Noir book. Sort of brought her back and sort of had the idea to do a story with her, and that was it. Yeah. So,
Can you
and the actual character, bounty hunter lady with a taser bat that bashes freaks. Fun stuff, you know.
Danny.
Fun to draw.
The sausage fest.
Like most of my crap, so you know. Yeah.
Do you have any samples to show off of the lady?
Oh, yeah.
Well, since she's only new, there's obviously this. Use that as my own reference because there's not too many pictures of her at the moment.
Yeah, that's a wicked one.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
one of my
That'll
favorite
be in
ones.
the
Really.
Noir book.
Great work, mate. You're working on Bristol,
there's
boys.
not
Mate.
much of her because she's only
Ryan,
but
you. Long distant friends and appreciators of each other,
Yes.
dude. I've got many questions to ask you later in the show about your working methods, I can tell you. So be prepared.
And you
dude.
too, because I'd heard about you years before I met you, but I didn't know your name. Because the singer in my band, Stacey, she always talked about some comic artist she knew, had heaps of cool books that she knew years ago, and she'd always talk about this guy occasionally. I'm like, okay, who's this person? Then by sheer coincidence, this thing started, and it was you.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it's me. Yeah. We got a cool similar story like that. Yeah. We're intertwined through distance by friends from long ago, and this is the first time Ryan and I have ever personally met. But again, was privy to yourself, you know, much along the same lines. And I don't know, man, what really caught my thing about you one day is my good mate Dustin Brunel does a comic book called Greed, and you randomly threw up an image one day of like, and I think your quote across the top was, not really sure who these characters are, but they look really cool and I wanted to draw them, which seems to be your attitude when you see stuff, which is fucking awesome attitude.
Yeah.
And Duncan sent, and I posted it to Duncan and said, look at this dude. And he says to me at the time, he goes, fuck, man, wow, that's like, did you do that? And I went, no, that's this dude called Ryan Vella. I'm pretty sure he lives down the road, like 400k. And and at the time, I hadn't heard from you for a long time in terms of what had you been doing. And yeah, you just sort of burst out of the block. It's like you went into a quiet spell, man, and then came back with that and it just caught my eye. And then here we go, talked to Shane one Saturday and said, hey, there's this dude, Ryan Vella, and like he's done a whole heap of shit, like in Australia, he's well known. Maybe we should reach out and shit, and vice versa, and through conversations and stuff that everyone has over the course of a couple of weeks, here we are.
It's all your fault. Yeah.
yeah.
That's exactly how it happened, for sure.
Damn. You know what? I don't want to ever say I'm guilty of shit, but I'll be guilty of that one. It's like,
Ryan, can you take us back to where it all began for you with drawing and comics, and tell us a little bit about your career? Because you've got quite the bibliography.
Yeah, it's weird that.
I'm just going to stick your picture up, Ryan, before you start, so don't be put out. It's just people asking for a reference at home. So
you look at that.
On you go. Tell us more.
Oh, beauty.
That's something I forgot about. People at home haven't got reference.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to interrupt you totally. You can start telling us about everything.
About my stuff. I've always done art, even when I was very young, like a little kid, always drawing.
Yeah.
And doing paintings and stuff. Like did a lot of painting and weird watercolors and stuff as a kid and in my early teens. And I want to do fine art and all that stuff. But also like comics as well. From grade 5, I got into comics and collected comics, mostly Marvel and DC and all that stuff, and 2000 AD. Then in 94, I did my first comic. Look, that were actually I was mucking around doing stuff in school, just doing comics, instead of doing schoolwork, mucking around drawing and stuff like that. 94, I did my first comic and self-published it. It's called Peace Pipe. It's a superhero sort of book.
Peace Pipe or Piss Pipe?
Yeah, Peace Pipe.
Yeah, right. I thought I heard that correctly.
But it's I only published it in Mackay, so I never really. It's quite. Most people never seen it. It's pretty awful. It's sort of like superhero kind of image inspired, I suppose. That was in 94. I did that. Then I moved down the Gold Coast after that. And a flatmate of mine brought home a mini comic, and I'd never seen mini comics before. Just a self-published one, and one by Troy Mingram.
Expensive, yeah.
And I just thought, this is so cool. You could just self-publish it real cheaply and make heaps of copies. So I just started doing mini comics, and I wrote to him, and just through him, I started discovering more mini comic people. And as I discovered people, oh, that's awesome. As I discovered people, I just kept, sort of making more contacts and getting their comics, and that's how I just kept. And every time I do a comic, I'd send it just to other people I'd met, mostly not really selling it in stores ever. And I sort of did that for years and years, basically, just meeting lots of cool people via mail, old school mail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good on you, Mark. Thanks, mate.
Well, it's really. I used to contribute to lots of things. Any book I get, I draw the character and send it to them, and just everything from Simpsons comics. I've got a few things published in fan mail, fan art. I got heaps of fan art published, and lots of little things here and there.
So essentially, you've never stopped, mate.
Oh,
You've just kept plugging away from the minute you fucking got there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's badass. Oh, that's so good.
You just got that bug, mate. You just bang and just I'm off and running. I love this shit.
Well, I was
Speaking of bugs,
unemployed on the dole.
Oh, hang on.
All the time
Rough.
to draw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
Oh,
Nice.
Spedsy.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to try just black and white, which is not my, because I like to hide behind color. I'm going to, mine's not so much going to be a tribute / version. It's going to be directly ripping you off.
Good work, Julian. Been real good, mate.
And
Spedsy, doesn't that take us back a few shows where you owned? Is this going to be like, in a year's time? Is this going to be, like I veto
Mark
Vella
Sexton
or something? Like where I'll just borrow that image and that was funny, that episode, man. Where you own like steal things from him.
Well, no, so I really like. I mean, I'm not alone here, but I really like Ryan's style. So I'm trying within my version of it. I'm going to attempt his style. And in the process, hopefully learn something.
very cool.
I don't know what you call my style. I have no idea what it is.
You're a mile away.
Definitely your style, Ryan. But Lee's art is so similar. It's like we're like brothers from another mother art style.
Yeah, it's in the same realm, but I could definitely pick you apart for sure.
Yeah.
It's different, but there's that tiny. I think it's the ink slinging.
Yeah.
Element.
Speaking of style, Ryan, I've got a question with regards to your texture, because it's absolutely phenomenal, right? At what point did you inherit that technique for all of your texturing with regards to your inking textures?
Yeah.
It'd be inspiration wise. It'd be a combination of like texture. We'll do like texture stuff, like bits of McFarlane, Sam Keith, Bill Sienkiewicz, or however you say his name, Bill Sienkiewicz.
Bisley, you gotta have some Bisley in there, man. Sure.
Bisley, definitely Bisley. I love Bisley back on everything. Old Bisley.
Yeah, I see heaps of that.
Heaps of old Sam Keith.
Pronounce it, Ryan?
Heaps. Kent Williams, Ted McKeever, Frank Miller. Love Frank Miller's when it gets loose, especially his new stuff now. It's all really wonky. I love that. Just so
cool. Seen his new stuff. It's evolved.
Jeff Darrow. Love Jeff Darrow.
Is Jeff Darrow Shaolin monk? Is that
him?
Yeah, right. His stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
like the hours he must put into a page.
But
what's he draw? What's his stuff?
I'll show you.
Man, he did one in particular with Frank Miller. Hey, and it was like fucking robot, and it was a robot and a boy.
Yeah, big boy, Rusty the boy robot.
Yes, Rusty the robot. Yeah.
Rusty the robot
artwork. Rusty the boy robot. That's the one.
You go, Dave.
Yep. Brilliant.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
It's not the best. I mean, it's obviously awesome, but I'd love to show you. Like, I mean, look at that. Let's look at that back cover.
Yeah.
If I can get it in focus, but just see how much is going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there, isn't it? Be like a Mobius picture. There's a
I mean, I'll be brutally honest. I don't love the story itself, but I mean, it's worth it for the art alone. It's like, it's an art show for sure.
There's a bloody
Joker.
There's a Scotsman who draws like that. I can't remember his name. What is he? Where is it?
And our guy on sick leave tonight has already sent in his work so far in the last 10 minutes.
It's better to be covered in puke.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Damn.
That's real good, mate.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Doesn't take him long to knock him up.
No, isn't that suspicious, Dave? That it doesn't take Zach long to knock them up. After lunch, I'm just going to sit down and get ready for the drink and draw. 1 o'clock, he started. Cheeky buggers.
Thanks, Dan. That one you held up, Spedsy, just then, that book, the artist that came to my mind then was Frank Quitely.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. And
I love his stuff.
That stuff you showed me then looked a bit similar to what.
Yeah, same sort of line line work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Friend Quietly. Just
Just
quietly.
quietly.
Just quiet.
I knew what you
Yeah,
were doing.
have to do that time.
Okay.
So what kind of trouble is Battery Hen getting into in your noir story, Ryan?
Put the bucket there, mate.
Let me think what happens. She bashes some people up.
She's a retired
Basically,
mercenary.
my
Isn't she?
stuff, I like to make the baddies the more interesting characters usually. They're always way more freaky and go all out. So, yeah. You find some nasties for that one.
Okay.
Nice. So, I always like to make the baddies always more fun, you know?
Yeah. And for the Alex Majors of the world out there, does she have like a plucky sidekick, like a cat or a duck or anything like that?
She could.
Actually, there was a question from something about a hen, I believe. Is there
Was
a
it
hen?
an actual hen?
Well, there you go. He's onto it. He's already going to draw a riding a chicken or something.
There's no chickens were harmed at all in the process. So I don't think no birds in it. I don't think. I don't remember actually.
The battery bit comes from that thing she carries around and wallops people with, isn't it? That's where the batteries are stored.
Yeah. It's like a taser sort of thing. And that was just before she just had a bat originally, but the taser thing that fits way better with the character. Yeah.
Bit like a cattle prod.
That's a pretty crazy thing to administer justice with, though, isn't it?
Yep.
What brought you to the
she's
cattle
like a
prod, Ryan?
Well, you don't see too many of them as a weapon, I suppose, eh?
No. No,
in
it's
comics,
pretty original.
at least. I don't know.
Bit of Nightwing, maybe?
I just enjoy how much Lee is enjoying Ryan. I'm living vicariously.
Oh, dude, like I love meeting people, man. But like, just for me, Ryan and I have just got this weird fucking like history that's just happened, and like it's really nice meeting someone that you've known about for a long time, if you know what I'm saying. So
it's weird.
quite chuffed about meeting him. No disrespect to Julian or Stephen, who I've never met, or the other Duncan, who I haven't seen in ages, and you know everyone else. But no, it's real. Yeah, it's cool meeting you, man.
It is. It's cool, man. I'm looking forward to doing this book. This Ring Around the Rosie, getting it all happening.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Quite like the story. Very good. Very good. Very
Sweet.
impressed.
Oh, cheers.
Together.
Yeah.
God, Peter.
G'day, mate.
Good. We nearly sent a relief team out to your house, Pete, just to see if you're all right.
Well, was Pete going to be on, or what do you mean?
No,
he was going to fill a gap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, Lee and Dave, can you help me out and ask Ryan a sort of like a craft question? Ask him about his, you know, as you two brothers in quills and inks.
What do you draw on, Ryan? You on Bristol board or what?
I used to just use crappy old any paper, but I've just this year I've gone to that the stuff you buy at Officeworks, the 200 GPM.
Oh, yep.
Whatever.
All right. You're buying that at Officeworks, are you?
Yeah. I've only just gone to that this year.
And
that's so what is that? Is it the 230 gram paper, the big A3
200.
pages that you get?
200. Yep.
Yeah.
I use 230. I get them from there, man.
So you get it from Officeworks too.
No?
I use this stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I
Look
have
at
to
you guys
buy it
comparing
online.
sizes.
I don't get it.
My GSM's thicker than your GSM.
What's this one?
And I've got the thickest GSM of them all.
You don't have any trouble.
Yes.
How
But
come it
like
doesn't
everything in
pop up?
life, I'm digital.
Control Z is
Right.
our master.
You put a lot of ink on there, mate.
Yeah.
It doesn't show any buckling. G'day, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hope you're doing
Hope
all
you're
right,
feeling
buddy.
Hey, buddy. Yes, how you doing, brother? Hope you're feeling
I
all
can't
right.
see any buckling in the paper or anything. How's that go?
Heaps. It buckles
It does
tons.
buckle. Right.
Yeah, I got so much art it's just wonky as because of that.
So that last bit you showed up, you had that sitting under some books for a while, have you, or something?
Sometimes I do that. Yeah, afterwards when it gets all wonky but I just try and get it scanned and.
Well, that's the trouble. See, the good thing is you pretty much cover the whole page in black, so that's helpful when you're scanning because mine has still got a lot of white on it, and I get it, and because it's buckled, I get grey shades with it supposed to be white. And
I've had that problem, especially with this.
Yeah.
This thing, I had to scan it 3 times to get it right.
Did you? Yeah, right.
Wow.
It was a hassle.
Yeah,
A big hassle for that.
Because when you go back into Photoshop or whatever you're doing your adjustments with afterwards, and you're trying to get those, because your blacks are not opaque a lot of the time. You got see-through bits. You're trying to get that solid opaque black, and that's when the greys will come out in your whites. So yeah, that's when it's the hassle, isn't it? When you're trying to get your levels right and that.
Yeah, when I scan it, I just turn the contrast all the way up.
Yeah.
Then I put it into I've only got a simple Photoshop on my phone, and I put it into Photoshop on my phone, turn up the blacks and turn up the contrast, and that's pretty much what I do.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That is a hardcore.
Just recently, so.
In the phone, hardcore.
What you're just saying makes me curious because Lee's obviously kind of in the same boat as you, but then at the same time, Lee, you have lots of shading and like wash.
The grays.
Yeah,
wash. But how do you not lose that wash do you mess with your contrasts in Photoshop or whatever? Or is it a balance, like trying to keep the washes and improve your
For me personally, man, I will just nail the fuck out of that page until I'm happy with it. And if it doesn't scan properly, then I'll go back and do the best I can manually to fix it up.
Yeah, right.
Very much. Me and Tam fucked around with, Photoshop blacks and shit in issue 2 of Battle for Bustle.
Yeah.
And when we looked at it, even though we're proud of Battle for Bustle, we looked at it and went, no, that's not something we're going to do again. Borders that require black and that sort of stuff. Yes, if it doesn't work, it works. I don't know, man. I don't really think about it, Spedsy, in terms of that, to be honest with you, bro. I just sort of love the process, man. And the thing that blows my mind about like Dave and Ryan is I send Ryan this picture when we started doing fucking Ring Around the Rosie, and it was a picture of the hatchet with the 2 faces in it. And I'm like, do you want me to send you the original page? He's like, no, just scan it, man. Send it to me. So I sent it to him at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And then fucking at like 10 o'clock that night, the dude like just sends me the scan, and it's what you guys see fully inked. And I'm like looking, going like, how the fuck did he do that quickly?
Now, how did you do that, Ryan? Did you print it out and then ink over the printout?
Well, this year I got my first light box ever. And
Nice.
I also got my first scanner. So I'm just like, I can fucking do anything. So it's like, yeah, man, I can just print that out and use a light box, and
wow,
yeah, it's something new for me, and it's fun because I'm doing this book with Mike Deanna, the American dude, and he just sends me the emails of his pencils, and I print them out the same size, light box it, and I've just been slowly doing that back and email it up, scanning it and sending it back to him. So. Yeah, I've been doing that on the side. I've been doing the Killaroo book as well, Old Man Rufus, and doing that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, seen some of the other stuff.
Ryan,
I've got one for you here. I'll put you on this. How many pages are you through like Old Man Rufus? Is it feeling good? Because the stuff you're throwing out there, it's looking good, man. Like real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I second that.
I've penciled 12 pages and I've inked 3.
Nice.
And yeah, it's fun and it's a challenge and I love it. And Darren's awesome and he's pushing me and I fucking love it.
He does that.
He's a legend. So
yeah, Darren's been inking my stuff lately, and he's very good with his feedback, and he makes you work hard. He doesn't settle for anything in your best.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Yeah, and he's making me do stuff I like. So on you, Darren. So yeah.
Well, I saw you did some like layouts of Perth or something, man.
Yeah.
On the Subaru.com site, and I actually sat there. And it leads me to my next question. The last time you were on Friday Night Drink and Draw, which I was last week, and you belted out the drawing of Julian's character. And I saw it later on and I texted you and I said, like, dude, did you use any pencils on that? And you were like, nah, man, mostly inks. And you just left it at that. And I thought, like, okay, because how, like...
That's because I made so many mistakes. I had to use so much whiteout to correct it.
Bullshit. Whiteout is such a positive thing.
It is.
For anyone that reckons that whiteouts for correcting mistakes is it can
That's only part of its use.
Blacks and stuff. It's unreal what you can do with that stuff.
Yeah. I know Jim Lee does it really well. Jim Lee uses whiteout to nice effects.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
He? Yeah.
I've seen his original artwork and it's got heaps of whiteout, like tons.
All right.
But I suppose that's the inker, Scott Williams, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, he's been doing a lot of sort of streaming and just drawing and chucking a lot of his whiteout. He's been inking his own stuff, which Scott Williams is a fantastic inker. But I'm starting to really warm to Jim Lee's inking his own work now because he's really pushing his artwork.
Yeah, right. Good money.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Jim Lee that much, but I saw some of his recent stuff and it's his best stuff by far.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
I started liking his stuff on Deathblow. He sort of ate Frank Miller's style in Deathblow, back in the image. And to the point Frank Miller got a bit upset about that. But I thought Jim Lee did a great job.
Frank gets upset about everything, but love the guy, but he gets upset. So it's all right.
Grouchy old fucker, that dude.
Don't ever drink again, Frank. Oh, God. Yeah, you can kill my dream.
Frank, he's great. He was great.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's sort of what I was alluding to earlier, Ryan, is like, mate, you seem really busy. And from my perspective, I just can't, I'm totally amazed as similar styles and formats we use, is how quickly you pump this stuff out. Because I do look at some of your drawings and I think, fuck, that would have taken me 2 days, man. Not moving my art for, like 12 hours.
Oh, I agree.
And shit. And like, you just put, there's one 3 hours later. And you told me once, I did 3 ink drawings tonight, like cups of coffee.
That's brilliant, Peter.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
You're on fire, Peter.
I missed it.
So I could see Chrissy Amphlett would have been a good battery hen back in the day. Yeah.
Actually, I was going Joan Jett, so close.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's the right vibe for sure. Yeah.
And it's funny that the Pretenders
who I've had the pleasure of meeting, by the way. She is amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Hey, nice.
Nice, Rob.
I've been quiet because I don't know if you can see on her lip.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking this as a learning. I'm not talking much because I'm trying to learn how you guys. Oh, I've missed some of her eyelashes. How you guys do that? I'm doing no grays, no colors, black and white.
Yeah.
You ready, Lee? I'm going to blow your mind, mate.
Well, you've done that before, mate. I'm still picking up the pieces, so you may as well shatter the other fucking 9%.
So if I'm quiet, forgive me. Homeboy's trying to learn over here.
Nice.
Yeah. I keep going back to the reference on my computer.
you want me to bring it back up again, Dave? Have you
Oh
got the same picture?
no, that's all right. I'd say just as easy for me to do this than you keep doing that.
And
I keep
quickly
talking.
bring it up for anyone to reference at home. There we go. There you go, everyone. There's Battery Hen again by Ryan Vella himself. There's the woman of the hour, well, the actual hour.
An hour 15.
Hour and
Hour 15,
maybe a little bit more.
Well, it's still of the hour. That's just a bit of extra time that we can give
A
the
few
fans.
minutes amongst friends, eh?
Look, Sizzle, I've got some cramps happening here, mate. Like we might have to make it an hour 23. I'm doing what the rugby union players do, calling an injury time. There you go.
The pants. The pants
What
are
was that?
inspired
Oh,
by
thanks,
Craven
Mark.
Hunter. You know that Craven? Spidey Batty.
Never heard of him.
Hmm?
I'm kidding. Yeah,
Spider-Man
Craven's
Batty,
awesome.
you know. Leopard pants, you know, leopard print.
Yeah. There's actually a version of him behind me. The old Thunderguts is a bit of a Nick Mays take on Craven, I believe.
Yeah. I love Steve Ditko. Anything Ditko does.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Dude, don't make me stop drawing and go into my collection and drag out the early Spider-Mans, man. Like,
Oh, I got the
You
omnibus.
get that,
Love that shit. Love it.
oh, dude, don't worry about the omnibus. My dad used to collect comic books. I've still got his collection sitting right fucking there, mate. Like, I can show
Nice.
you Bridgie Didge like Ditko. Like, fucking A. It's
What's the
like
earliest Spidey you've got, Lee?
issue 3.
Oh,
ah,
Oh, might be worth a quid.
wow.
now you don't have then 4 and 5,
Talking on this.
etc., do you?
Everyone up to issue 32.
Whoa, there you go.
So then you'd have like
Including the 50th issue where he chucks his Spider-Man suit into the trash can and walks down the alleyway, a classic drawing by
John Romita Sr., wasn't it? He did that? John Romita Sr.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have some big money books there. Like there'd be first Green Goblin, first Rhino, first whoever, like all through those.
You'll be able to retire on that, mate.
No, mate. No, my dad left me fuck all. That's what he left me, so no.
Oh, it's only worth a cool meal.
Yeah, well.
The band I was in, I see the question there, non-inspirational gaming. The band
Yeah, I thought I left it up until you got a chance to answer.
Yeah, just be careful, Ryan. I get a lot of shit for saying I was in a band.
I know.
Yes, Ryan, do tell.
Learn my lesson. Just say it once and be done with it, because it'll come back to haunt you.
I know. My band's Viper Syndicate.
Viper Syndicate.
Still is.
Yep, cool.
We've been going 15 years now.
Oh, amazing.
We're a punk rock band. Girl singer, Stacy, who Rob Lee knows.
Yep.
And
I'm a bit slow tonight.
we've got some cool stuff coming up.
Awesome.
Here's some cool stuff.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's the
Looking
best.
good there, Ryan.
That's the best. That's my new profile photo. Send me that. Send me that. Oh, you
I just looked up.
That's fucking
Dave's
brilliant.
trying
I
to
love
show.
it. I want
Ryan,
that.
I'm never going to be able to unsee
Yours.
that now.
Do it.
Save that, Nick, and post it in the group so Ryan can get it.
Nice, Dave. Nice.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
Oh, wicked, Dave.
Yeah, good stuff, Dave.
Fuck, I'm miles behind, eh? I really am pulling in a cramp.
Get drunk.
Well, you're pretty much the host tonight, mate. So
Who?
You've got the Ryan Vella. You got the more Vella
No
knowledge.
one signed me up to this crap. I
Ah,
was
yeah.
talking. I love talking.
The Sizzle and Talker show tonight, mate.
Ah,
Spedzi's on a break.
no, you threw me on the spot there, didn't you? Okay. Over to you, Sizzle.
Oh, well, we've got another picture from the sick boy. So if it will
right.
load, here we go. An update.
Oh,
Wow.
fair.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Holy
are you
Oh,
sure he's
excelling.
That is
The
that's
shading
one
on
hell
those
of a-
pants,
Back.
freaking great.
That's
I
awesome.
like the
Yeah.
That's
Dalmatian vibe.
awesome.
He's not. Zach's not sick. He's
Well
fully
done,
sick.
Zach. Well done.
Yeah, that's
Good
looking
size.
real
Did you see him
good.
draw when he's well?
Yeah. He's crook at the
Man's a
moment.
machine.
He is a machine, man.
Ryan, tell us a little bit about your band and stuff, and like how is it different? How is the scene different from 15 years ago to today, and how are you doing during COVID? Like, oh, you're obviously not in Melbourne, so you're probably still playing shows.
Yeah, since I'm sort of southern North Queensland, but southern North Queensland, Mackay, I suppose. Central Queenslandish. Yeah, we haven't had barely any lockdowns. We had a little tiny bit at the start of it last year, but we've been so lucky up here compared to everyone down south. Look, we've been doing everything the same and as normal, pretty much.
It's just like business as usual up here, man, in the north, eh?
Yeah. So I say feel for you guys down south. So stay safe.
Oh, yeah, we'll just keep battling on, mate.
Speaking of great battlers, here we go.
Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Issue 2.
It's issue 2.
That's wicked.
And Peter's just sent in an update, if everyone can see it.
Yeah, looking good, mate.
Yeah.
Real good, mate.
That is excellent.
She looks like she's got a bit of a fuck you attitude about her, so.
Definitely.
Peter, you have, man, seriously, you have so improved as an artist, man, since like I first saw you. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's amazing
No,
to
keep
watch.
going, dude, because you're heading in the right direction. Excellent.
Well, you just got to work, don't you? Like, you know, we all do that. Yeah. Yeah, we all, what do we do? What do we not like it? And we work on making it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never stop.
No.
100%.
Ryan, do you deal in greys at all in your drawings? Like, is it always strictly black and white?
Pretty much, yeah.
So if someone's like in a shadow, but not like in a pitch black shadow, how do you tackle that?
Crosshatch, I guess. Lots
Of course. Yeah.
various. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really. A lot of my art, I'm like problem solving and trying to fix mistakes. But
Okay.
A lot of the way I do it is I fill it with lots of shit.
Yeah.
And eventually it's lots of detail to try to figure out. I don't really have a system.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do I. Oh, man, I'm with you, mate. Like,
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. I'm just. I don't feel like I know shit. I'm just sort of some guy. Just I don't feel I'm definitely no professional or anything. I'm just some underground guy doing crazy shit. So
You just run on instinct, mate.
that's right. Yeah.
Amazing, crazy shit.
As
You
long
know,
as it's
you
fun.
think, oh, that just needs to be a bit blacker over there, or I need some sort of block here to make it balanced, and you whack it in.
Stuff like that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just. I
Ryan,
don't
do you
it for
ever
money.
come back
I've
to
never
an
made
image
money
that
off
you
it
think
barely
it's
ever. It's just fun. I like comics.
Yeah.
That's it. And you guys are the same. You know what I mean? It's just fun to do.
Yeah,
So,
just gotta
Yeah, it's always
have fun
learning.
with it. Once it's not fun anymore, that's when you quit.
yeah, don't do it. That's right.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy for everything. Music, any sort of art. If it's not fun, fuck it.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Ryan, you are also a painter. Is that not? You haven't mentioned that this evening. You did earlier in a touch, but I've noticed you've got a few paintings up, mate. You know,
I do like
doing
slapping
that
the. That's where I use color. When I do canvas painting, that's where I get to have fun with color and go crazy and do abstract like Picasso. When it comes to painting, I like Picasso type of stuff and
All right. Cubism.
yes and
Jackson Pollock.
Like really
That's my
bluff?
Stephen.
No,
That's my favorite artist, man. I love Jackson Pollock since I saw Blue Poles as a kid in the Canberra fucking National Art Museum, dude. Man, I
Oh,
was
you
like
actually
my
saw
knees.
that?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
blew my mind, man. Like I'm telling you, my nan was like, Lee, we've been here for like this 8-year-old kid. We've been here for like 25 years.
Can we go to a playground or something?
Oh, dude, no, mate. Like honestly, I don't know what it was at that particular point in my life. Jackson Pollock's Blue Poles was just did something. So and artwork and stuff, comic books, and just I always had pens and pencils. I'm with Ryan, man. I was an only child, so it's like basically before games. Machines and televisions and all that sort of shit, like fucking my parents used to say, what do you want? I want to paint. Yep. So man, buckets, whatever. There was no shortage of pens, pencils, coloring in pencils and shit, and used to sit there and draw Rick Hunter from Robotech, and
mate, now you're talking, brother. Yeah.
Monkey Man, like in Pigsy, and do my own little things. And my mum's got copies of comic books that I did with kids. My first comic book creation was called Stinger the Robot. My mum told me yesterday, and she showed me this like 8-page book that I did in school.
Wow.
So,
8 page, you say?
Yeah, it sounds like a ComX present. Wow.
No, you don't want to see that one, mate. I'm telling you. But yeah, no, it's always been there, man. Very therapeutic. So I guess we all get that,
Yeah, my dad worked in a place where he had to they had to print out articles from the newspaper. Like they would do clippings and then they would photocopy it and hand it around for the meeting. So he'd bring home these pads that on one side were all these photocopied articles that meant nothing to me. But the idea was that Rob loves to draw and smashes through reams of paper. So let's give him this shitty paper for him to go through. But they were awesome because they were all stapled together and everything. And now I have a tub in the garage that I have my drawings going back for when I was as small as anything.
You're a hoarder like me. I've got 1,000. I remember Tam and I moved house like 12 months ago, and she's looking at me and she's like, "Man, we've nearly filled a removalist truck with paper." And I'm like, we have. Anyway, moving on. But like it's, and then you realize like, wow, I've got art paper, I've got comics, I got hundreds of books and shit too, like you lug this shit around.
Yeah, I must have thousands of characters, but I should have written down their names. None of it. Like I've got these full-fledged wars going on between these teams of superheroes or whatever. I didn't think to write any of their names on them. So
I even got to the point, man, where when I was a kid and Transformers first came out, I wanted to do this landscape over. I wasn't fully bearded then, Nick, and I had only hairs on my head.
Not fully, just
That's when Lee's beard came out. That's when Lee's beard came out when he saw it.
As you were, Lee, when you were a child?
Well, Transformers first came out. So my grandma was a big advocate of artwork too, and she used to have this big silky wood table, and they hid under it in a cyclone and shit. Anyway, that's another story. Let's veer back to the artwork. So I decided from memory that I wanted to draw a big landscape like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Soundwave and shit, but I couldn't get it on this page. So she says to me, "Why don't you do them over fucking like 5 pages?" She never swore though. Sorry, that's my own add to the story. I couldn't grasp it. And then she goes to the cupboard. She busts out flour. She busts out a drop of milk and water, grinds it up into a paste, and she ran the fork along the edges of the page, and she stuck them on so that they became like 6 pages wide. Do you know what I mean? And like it was a real early way of doing it. And then it just, oh, wow. And my granddad was in the Second World War, and he's the first artist I ever saw when I was a young fella. He used to draw pilots, soldiers in battle, images of, like what he saw basically over his time code track. And I was privy to see that as a young fella, and that really blew my mind, man. Charcoal sketches, carvings out of wood that he brought back before, you can't bring plants into other countries and jive and all that sort of shit. So, I've always been lucky with art in that regard.
What happened to all those pictures of his, mate?
Family and stuff have got them, mate. So his kids and stuff, I would never interfere in that. They'd all deserve to go to, my mum and, uncles and aunts and shit like that. So they all look after them, have them, in frames and in prime, pristine conditions of their house, and they're very proud. Yeah, so lucky to them, mate, but I remember them, and they're so brilliant.
That was your granddad, you said? Grandpa.
Yeah.
Right.
Ryan, there's a question for you from Tim Phillips. What was your first story? I'm not sure if he means the first story you wrote or the first story you read. I'm not sure.
Let me pause that. I just want to express Lee's picture here.
Grandma! You just nailed it, mate. Like, wow. I only just mentioned her and you captured everything, especially the good fucking work part. Like, you cheeky old bird, old grandma, let me tell you.
Back to you guys.
Tim Phillips. I know Mr. Tim Phillips.
Oh,
He's
okay.
also in my band.
Yeah.
He was the bass player, but now he's our dog.
Dog?
He's called Dill the Dog. He's in a dog suit.
He's in a dog suit. Nice.
What?
So, Timmy,
are you moving into a Pulp Fiction realm here, Ryan?
Yeah, we like to have fun, Viper Syndicate. So
he was our bass player, now he's our dog. Like, all right. It's a hell of a sideways promotion or something.
Yeah.
Great to add to the resume. That's
Keep
awesome.
the pay, mate. Just the leftovers.
he's an amazing musician, that Mr. Timmy Phillips. Yep. My first story I ever did as a comic thing was called Street Cleaner. And it was a guy with a big hammer, and he was a over the top environmentalist. So if you littered, he'd kill you. That level of my first comic character, Street Cleaner.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
Did you publish that?
No, it was in a newspaper, a local newspaper. But I've always thought about bringing the character back because it's kind of wacky and more relevant.
So that's good. Your local newspaper ran that for you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool for a start as well. Exactly.
Like, he puts the mental in an environmental was the theme. He'd kill you for anything. Like Judge Dredd, but
that's so brilliant, man. Like, it puts the mental in environmental.
We got unity in community, and they had mental in environmental. Mate.
Yeah. Thanks, Timmy.
And tonight we are... Oh, hang on, sorry. I'll get you, Dave. Oh, looking awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Woo.
Mine's starting to come together finally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's looking good too, mate.
Wow, look at
that.
Nice work. Everyone, man.
Nice.
And did you feel pressure to do it on paper?
It's a shit fight, mate, but I'm battling.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
That's what I think that's it. You got to love your art.
Yeah.
Some day you win, some day you lose, but there's always next day. Mate.
That's right. You got to take the good with the bad, mate. Always.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Stephen, I got one for you. Have you ever had a day where you've just stood up and thrown the pencil, mate?
I ripped up my own artwork that someone said it was all right, and I just like fucking lost the plot. Thrown the pencil, ripped up the paper, and then this is before I could drink. So if I could get drunk, I would have got drunk. But you know, there's sort of things where you just go for a walk and you're like, and then cool down, and then okay, come back and tackle it. Oh yeah, I've had many of those days.
My poor old mum. I used to, before I was doing this, I used to do oil painting. I was only about 17 or 18. I remember being in my bedroom struggling away with painting something and not turning out the way I want. Poor old mum comes in and says, "Oh, David, that's looking real good. Geez, that's good." And I just go, "Mum, that's bloody..." Oh, I wouldn't have sworn. "Mum, that's rubbish. Don't say that. It's not good at all." And you know, I went on. Mum says, "Geez, you really are a temperamental artist, aren't you?" And she walked out. Poor old girl. Geez, you know. But that's what happens, you know, where you're trying to struggle and get something right, and you can't get it, and someone else comes along and says, "Oh,
mate, I went through a patch there.
Right?
Dude, I went through a patch there where I spent like 6 months. This is probably 10 years ago, and I thought, like, nah, I want to draw.
Whoa! Oh, damn! So much attitude.
I'll share the bit you shared there, Peter.
Damn.
Yeah, clean
Even better.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Brilliant.
Sorry, Lou. Oh man.
No. Sorry, I'm looking at Peter's drawing. Just
get up, Rob. Get up, Rob.
Like I said, it plays into my.
Yeah, even the dog's getting more spotlight than me.
That looks like bloody Bin Laden. That's where he was.
That's where he was hiding, in a band.
Yeah. I thought he was in the caves of Pakistan or somewhere.
Oh, Sizzle, don't show mine yet. I'm trying to improve it.
Oh, not yet? Okay. I was just about to. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm adding more things.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool. Well, it's a bit early tonight, but we get to find out who is the sexiest in the group already.
Oh,
the electric
The
chook.
correct term is hottest, but
Hottest, sorry. Spedsy again.
is this rigged or what?
This is rigged.
Strangling that
Well done, Alex. That's right.
Strangling that
Chicken.
That's a ripper, Alex. Bloody perler. Yeah, well done.
So let's hear some more about the hen. Has she got powers? What are the abilities?
Send
Well,
a better
she's
one,
like
Sizzle. I'm
ex-military.
still working on it, but you can show it.
Okay.
Ex-super soldier type shit, you know what I mean? That basic sort of, yeah. She's got a bit of strength and agility and resilience and whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Ass kickingness.
Yeah.
I've seen the comic. She's fucking awesome.
Slightly enhanced human, you know?
Most women are.
Here's Rob's work in progress.
Wow.
Nice.
Awesome.
That almost
Yeah,
looks
so
like
I'm-
a mellow job, mate. That's fantastic.
This is a learning. Yeah, this is me trying to ape Ryan's style to try. I should have shaded her shoes. It's so like, just going in such full blacks. It's so not my realm. But yeah,
it's
This
you can
week
see it
on
so
Rob
well,
Steele's shit.
but it's
Yeah.
definitely
I only
lines.
put lots of blacks because I think it looks wrong and not finished if I don't.
yeah.
Look, it's just like, it doesn't look right. It's not
Mm.
intentional.
No,
Sometimes
I'm
I
with
don't,
you.
but
You get a lot of guys these days. All they seem to do is the basic outline, and then let the colorist create all of the depth in the shot. Enjoy.
Yeah.
It looks. They look great, but I tried to do that, and then I look at my stuff, and it's like flat, and it's not finished, and it's horrible, and you've got to get some tone, got to get some light and shade into it.
Well, it's
Did I share Nick? Did I share Nick Mays? I thought about it, but I don't think I actually shared it.
Oh man!
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Sorry, Nick.
That is
Definitely
badass.
nice.
oh, fuck.
Nick
I love
is definitely laying
love that
down to do
pose.
that.
That's a
That's
awesome.
The
That's
the
brilliant,
force
man.
in the angles is really good.
Yes. That's absolutely
Like
brilliant.
it's got movement in it without need of anything else.
Yeah.
And Zach's
I
still
don't know
pulling a
anything about
sickie with lots of art
perspective.
going
My
on.
perspective's all fucked up and wrong. I don't know anything about shadows.
Okay, Zach, if you are listening, mate, that is one of your best. That is brilliant.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
That
That's
skin
seriously,
shading,
Zach.
Absolutely. That's next level shit.
That is
shading on the
next
pan.
level, Zach. That is seriously one of your best things I've seen you do. That is great.
That was done a week
Yeah.
before. I'm pretty sure that was done a week before, like a whole week worth of preparation.
Yeah. Yeah, he saved all those shots as he was going and just feeding them through.
That's
Tonight
why
he'll
he
sign it. Done.
silent since midnight last night, because it's like he hasn't slept. That's why he's crook. I'm going to do Battery Hen and watch Cena and reruns of the Nanny.
Oh, that's only when he got to do the
Zach could never be watching Xena.
That's when he's doing the fight scenes, mate.
Nah, good on you, Zach. You're a good dude, man. Good
Hey,
on
Ryan,
you.
are they rollers? Remember the old rollers from in school? Are they those sort of shoes?
We used to get
the
them at
rollers.
Kmart.
You know,
Rollers,
the shoes.
the shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them, man. They're really expensive now, and you can't get them.
I used to love them too,
Wow.
man. I used to bust out the rollers.
Yeah,
You discover my secret.
I love
All my
them.
I don't
characters
know
have
him. What are
rollers.
they? What are you talking about?
The type of
Shoes.
shoe,
What are you
Dave.
talking
Ryan's
about? I don't
shoes on
know.
Battery Hen.
You know it, man. Rollers.
Rollers,
It's
rollers.
rollers.
Yeah.
Roller skate.
Oh,
Roller skates.
I wish I had a pair.
Oh no,
No, it's
type
just the
of
name.
shoes.
It's a branded shoe, Dave. It's a branded
Yeah.
shoe.
Oh, okay. Right. No, I don't know them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I had some pair of rollers now. Shit.
What's so good about them? Shoes are shoes, aren't they?
That would just
Oh, no,
fucking
no.
That's
Who said that?
my
Who
man
said that?
when you were like our age. If you had a pair of rollers, you were schnick, man. You didn't
They
have
used
a
to be
pair of
really
rollers.
cheap,
Get out of
but
here.
now they're already expensive. So
I feel the same way.
Cool.
That
Well, we
was
got
like
some
what
from.
was it?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right.
I was just saying we got Duncan's picture in.
Oh, that was looking good before. Fantastic.
Wow.
Sweet.
What a ripper.
Duncan, that's excellent, man.
that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's freaking awesome.
Absolutely bonza, mate.
And
Right.
our other NOIR, Mr. Julian himself.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Julian.
Oh.
Julian.
Well
Oh.
done.
Yeah. She got
Looking
attitude.
cool.
Nice one. Yeah.
Good thing about this, Ryan,
Nice.
is now when you put out Battery Hen as a collection, you've got all these extra pages and variant covers to add to
Oh,
it.
I'd say use all of them for sure, man. If I do something more Battery Hen, I'll use every fucking bit, every bit. Use all you guys do, for sure.
Unfortunately, you don't have my
Thanks.
permission though. So
It was like a me with your enthusiasm, man. Fucking hell.
If you want to, you know.
Spedsy wants some cheddar. He wants some money. He needs some money.
Yeah.
He needs to
He
get
wants some cheddar.
I don't give this shit away for free.
Nothing
Can
wrong with a bit
someone,
of
make
cheddar.
another joke about Ryan's style? Can someone just talk about that? Oh, the hell is
Who's that? Who's the bloke he's painting?
That's Ryan Stiles.
Who?
Ryan Stiles.
Oh,
Oh, right. I don't know who he is. An actor, is
he's
he?
great. He's
Comedian on what's
He
the
was
show
on the
called?
Drew
Who's
Carey
Line?
show, wasn't he?
That's
Drew
Joe
Carey and
Yeah.
whose line is it anyway? And Charles,
Yeah.
2.5 Men.
All
Yeah.
right.
Great.
Ryan
It's a
Stiles.
really great show. Whose line it is anyway? So good.
Especially now they've got rid of Jim Carrey.
Sizzle, how was the come down today after last night's show, man?
Oh, it was huge. It was like having a hangover.
Stayed up too late.
Stayed up too late. High as a kite from all the compliments. And then there was the big drop this morning. Back to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, tell us. Sorry, no, you go.
Oh, I was just going to use this as an excuse to go. Yep, thanks everyone for last night. Had an absolute ball. I just wanted to bring up this my favorite picture of last night.
Yeah.
And he's on the outside.
Phil May. Beautiful.
Who did that?
Phil.
Oh, that was Nick May, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, Nick May. I said Phil. Sorry, Phil. Sorry, Nick.
I certainly hope you're laying down for that one, Nick. He just been called Phil. Oh,
yeah.
That's why when he said who did that one, I didn't answer because I wanted to see if Dave would call him Phil again. At least you apologised to Phil. That was good.
Yeah, and I picked it up this week. Not like you. Who are you calling something else for the whole show when you were talking to him?
Shannon Browning. I called him Chris Browning. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Phil May is the great cartoonist.
Oh, right.
Nice bloke to be mixed up with. Good on you, Nick. Sorry, mate. Hey. Where is it?
Yeah, Nick. Dave bought the wrong cover of the Moose.
Cover, Nick. Does that make amends? Mate? Love your cover, mate.
Yeah, what I'm finding with you guys, Lee and Ryan and Dave, I've now got this thing, and it's almost like you can't. It's like I just keep adding lines, more lines. When do you stop?
A tattoo.
That's right,
Lines
mate.
of what?
Just keep, like I don't know. I've been adding to her hair and putting lines on her face, and just
it's
just when.
Yeah, you don't know when to stop. You got to know when to call it quits, mate.
That's the $1 million question, knowing when to call it quits.
Yeah.
Tell you, when I call it quits is when I spend 7 days on a drawer and I think, man, fuck, I've got to stop.
Yeah.
It's like,
Get on
you
the
know what I
page
mean?
too.
Like doing one line a day, but staring at it like I need to do that line. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like, nah, it's just got to. You got to come a time where it's just like,
Dave's. Oh, sorry. There's a comment for you, Dave.
Phil's cover. Yeah, mate. I'm loving Phil's cover.
Dave, your picture last night. What inspired the pose? Quite a dramatic pose.
Yeah. This I got this comic here.
All right.
The David Finch. Is it the artwork? Or is
Good
that
call, Stephen. Yeah.
Is that right? I'm just guessing.
No, I think it is. Yeah, I think you're right.
Who's that?
It's David Finch, the artist, isn't it?
Yeah, David Finch. Yeah.
that dude did a killer Moon Night.
Yeah,
back in the
because I check out your
early
YouTube
2000s.
videos. That's what it might have been his.
I'll show
Sorry.
you.
Someone said something.
Try and find this picture that I used as a inspiration. It's Batman.
I meant to ask that last night actually, because it was like, wow, that's a full-on pose.
Yeah. Here somewhere. There it is. No, there. See that? This one.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, there.
Nice.
But I changed it a bit, and
Oh yeah,
Yours is more front on to his face and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But that just gave me the inspiration for the pose. But yeah, he's a pretty good artist, that bloke, eh?
Do you read much Batman, Dave?
No. I bought that. You know why I bought that? Because who was it?
I think I'm the only one watching, Nick.
I'm watching.
How many lines can I add?
Lots of lines. Keep more lines, mate. More hatching. More hatching required.
More hatching.
One time go on.
I don't know when to stop.
Good time, guys. How old can I make Rob look?
That's how I got, what do you call it? Repetitive strain syndrome.
That's the one?
Yeah.
RSI injury. Yeah.
Drawing lines on Rob's face.
I got enough.
Doing the Anzac Legend, it was all the hatching that I did in that.
A question for Ryan. Spedsy, I have a question for Ryan. How do you get what sort of pens are you using for the finer detail? Like, you sort of doing a McFarlane sort of, and Robert Crumb sort of.
What are they called? Uni pen fine, all the different sizes from 1 to, you know what I mean? These kind of.
Yeah,
right. This the ones you buy at the news agency?
Yeah.
News agent,
yeah, also for Office Works as well?
Yeah, yep. I get them from 1 to 6 I use. And this year I've only discovered the brush one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got the brush. Nice.
Because before that I've been using actual brush with ink for the last 15 years or so. But I've discovered these. And
how do you find those?
I love it. This year I've just gone hardcore with everything with these. And I've gone through heaps of them. I always buy cheap shit, so whatever I don't know, but whoever uses it, I don't know, these are great. So,
see,
I'm looking at your pen and brushes. I use anything. Crayons. I use a black crayon occasionally.
So what do you use those for?
Cheapo, whatever. Just for texture.
What do you use that for?
Just texture and stuff for backgrounds. And just whiteout pen and just cheap acrylic white paint.
Yep.
Anything goes really, eh? There's no rules, really. Just,
I mean, your artwork
whack it on there.
Doesn't look like you made
magic happen.
Intentional lines. Like I'm proud of your artwork there when you look at. I mean, how the fuck does he not fuck it up? It looks like every line's deliberate and looks fantastic.
I heard a quote from Frank Miller.
Yep.
There's no such thing as mistakes.
G'day, Pete.
There's no such thing as mistakes.
Hey, Pete.
Just go whatever. If there's dodgy lines, because I'm really messy with my artwork, it gets smudged with lots of too much pencils, and I have trouble rubbing out the pencils. So, but it adds a bit of texture. So anything goes, man.
Yeah. I love your crowd scenes. Like you could look, you could pour over it and see. You can always find someone doing something, or it's very interesting. There was I can't remember one of the ones where it was a bar scene or something, and you had people and everyone looked busy, even though you had a central focus. But your eyes can wander around and really enjoy what sort of tidbits they added to the artwork. I really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, a lot of the backgrounds are kind of half freehand, it kind of just a lot of background stuff I get really basic and just because if I put too much detail with a pencil it just gets messy and too much pencil and I kind of any mistakes I do with the inks I just white out and go back and forward. Go more and more, my art's getting more and more messy until I scan it. It looks kind of really rough. Especially with the new Killaroo thing, the original art looks rough as fuck. but scanning it. I hope Darren likes it.
Darren's watching.
Yeah, I don't know. Hope he
Darren's
digs
like, what the fuck have I got myself in for?
I'm just some underground mini comic.
Nah,
dude,
Darren's
so-
got himself a good one there, mate. Don't worry.
Oh
about
shit,
that.
yeah.
I've known
I was
Darren.
saying, yeah.
I've known him
I was
a long
saying to
time,
Shane, I
been
said,
writing to him back and
How the
forth.
fuck did
so-
Ryan, like, you seen his artwork? It's like there's the most alternative out there
Darren's
stuff, and
amazing. I
yeah,
want to see Darren draw a Killery book. Like,
yeah.
he's a freak. Let him take 10 years to draw it. Do it. Yes. Off its fuck. That's my.
And we got
He did a
Legis in his
24-hour.
picture room.
Yeah. There's a comic that he did. 24. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where go, mate? Excellent.
Sorry, the photo's not real good. I cut off a foot and the bottom part of the
Oh,
image.
right.
We just like to do it a live field.
Just add smoke. Add smoke.
I like Field.
Add smoke.
You said that.
Ryan, you and I really are like lost brothers. That's what I say to everyone. If you fuck up the feed, add smoke and rocks.
You do the best smoke, but the smoke is badass. It's so
The
good.
water. Me always.
Speaking
a
of
bit of water.
speaking
You
of
don't
smoke,
have
can you guys
water,
save some? You're blowing it up
or-
each other's butts or not?
Spedsy, squish, squish.
Let us join it. It's caring.
That's right.
Hey, one question, mate. What's Battery Hen's eye color?
Her what?
Ooh, I like that one.
Her eye color.
Her what? Sorry?
Eye color.
Color of a
I
eye.
can't.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Black.
What do you think it should be?
Oh, I imagine there's
Maybe
rich,
blue because the energy.
Yeah, rich
battery.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah, blue. It's blue. You decided. It's never been in color, so yeah, blue. Suit it.
We have an exclusive.
Yeah, man. She's never been in
Special
color
thanks to
before,
Julian
so-
for picking out the eye color. That'll be in the what you call it, the credits.
Yeah. Co-created now. Eye color.
all you
Creator
man.
credits.
Hey, when your amazing work, bro.
That's at least 2% of royalties in it. Eye color. 2, 3.
Well, there's two eyes, mate, so let's roll with 2%.
Hey, credit where credit's due, man. Dude, I'm not fussy. I don't give a shit.
Well, I think eye color is really important when you're drawing the
Oh,
battery.
there you go.
That's perfect. Dude.
Perfect.
I have used that method before, though, Nick, to be honest with you, in issue 2 of Battle for Bustle, mate, where I did not really like a drawing and I just thought, oh, fuck it.
That's what whiteout. That's what whiteout's for.
Mate, never underestimate the power of the whiteout, man.
Now I'm gonna have to go buy
Lost
some.
without it.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Got yourself in a variant cover right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob,
It started going backwards,
really,
but I was adding too much.
really
So
cool.
I love the texture. Jeez,
Yeah, that's looking good,
that's
mate.
hell cool.
Spedsy,
Well
you
done.
could be in
Oh,
one
that
real
font,
soon the way you go.
font.
could be a what?
Well, you could be in noir the way you just
Oh,
done
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Good enough for noir.
Did it take it out of your comfort zone, though, mate?
Yeah. And I'm not super happy with it, but it's very inspiring.
Aren't you?
Um,
You should
do
be.
enjoy
having
the
blacks and
slammer?
then drawing over blacks with white, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I can enhance it, man. I love sitting down here on a Saturday night sometimes and listening to David Bowie and just chilling out, listening to music and shit. And you hit that, boom. You know, the weird part is about art. You can spend 3 hours in a room the first hour you're fucking around, walking backwards and forwards, having cigarettes and shit. You will nail the second hour, and then the third hour you're backwards and forwards pacing about what you've done, smoking cigarettes and shit. And then it's like, I'll come back to it tomorrow. And then it's the same process.
Yeah.
It's weird. But that's what, like Bo and that was saying, and we were talking about last night, is like the fear of that blank page, man, is when you're black and white. It's like there's no going back. Like it's balls to the wall. And so, yeah, that's why my appreciation for others that do it on paper and that's there, because that's, because you're fucking hanging out there. You know it's wrong. Like people can see it. You got nothing to hide behind, eh? And, I love that risk, if you know what I'm saying, with black and white. And, and greys with a touch of Champion Ruby. Hey, Dave, you picked up on that. How do you get that sepia into that fucking grey shade? I dropped a cigarette or 3 in there one night. Into the water, you know?
I'll tell you an example of how that wouldn't work for me, because I already have 3 files for Battery Hen because I was too scared to make edits. So that was her just normal ink. So then I duplicated it before I messed with it. Duplicated it again because I was too scared to commit to any...
So you've done 3 drawings tonight.
I've done that.
No, it's the same one. So I inked it and then was like, I'm going to add a whole bunch more lines. But before I mess this one up, I'm going to make a copy of it so that if I mess it up, I can go backwards.
That's the way to do it, mate.
That's
one of the perks of digital. Working digital. It's like you just can be fearless. You can hit undo as many times as you want.
Yes.
That works so
Having another layer to do your next bit on and think, I don't like it, I could just delete it.
I think that's a bit of a trap with digital, because you spend a lot longer on a page than you should, you know, just because you might have another 50 pages to get onto and get this bloody comic done. If you're spending so much time redoing, at least with you make a mistake, you think it's there, you got to put up with it. You mask it, something like slap more ink down or something. Get on with it.
Or you use
honestly, with me, if
or you throw it out.
I tend to try to treat the digital much like a page anyway. Like, okay, I use layers and stuff, but like as far as like I look at tonight's one and think, okay, this arm's a bit buggered or whatever, but that's what I've done. Rather than muck around and play with it for the next 3 hours. Like,
you can be a bit of a trap.
It'll keep you going on one panel of a page for 2 days if you let it do that to you. You've just got to say, okay, that's the best I can do. Move on. Nice,
awesome, Dave. Awesome,
nice.
Oh, Dave, nice.
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah. Awesome.
Really cool.
Well, I think that's everyone, isn't it?
Well, I think so. There we go.
Oh, that's right. You've shown it, but you hadn't shown it finished. Hang on, I'll bring you up.
Yeah, I finally got the balls to go for it.
Killing it.
That's great,
mate. Well done.
That looks like a real,
Dude, everyone's tonight has been fantastic. Everyone's
I'm using a little what's it? It's a book, the pages, and remember the old Office pen? Craig Bruin from he sort of put me onto the brush pen for a Pentel cheapo disposable.
Yeah,
these are absolutely fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right. How much is one of them?
About $3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty cheap.
Long life to them. You don't hammer the nib or anything like that. I'm terrible with nibs, man.
I've got about 30 of them. So they're disposable.
Well, you're laughing for about 3 pages, Stephen.
But I do digital. I don't know why the fuck I'm doing it now, but I'm doing digital. But like,
I think
you do whatever you got to do, mate. There's nothing wrong with doing any style, as long as we tell our stories and we get them out there, mate. And it doesn't matter what mode you do it in, because you still have to have the ability to put that shit down. So,
Yeah.
I reckon it's been awesome at work tonight.
Someone raised a point that you can actually spend too much time
Dan.
on digital,
Dan.
and it's true, absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I like
sure
the
whether I
comment.
was supposed to draw anything tonight, but I did do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Can you bridge that up?
Oh,
You drew that one.
holy
Is that
shit.
why you
Oh,
were
that's
there?
Oh.
wicked.
Yeah.
Mr. Vella.
That's
the energy.
That's energetic.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The energy.
Reminds
How are
me
you
of
doing those
Ronald-
flicks of ink? Is that like a toothbrush dipped in ink and then flicking the bristles or something? What is that?
I just use a
Oh,
dodgy
awesome.
old brush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hog's hair.
Oh,
And
cool.
there's not.
Bristol.
Is there any pencil on that, Ryan?
Or
Is there
toothbrush
any
works.
pencil on that, dude? Or did you just fucking flat out, I'm inking this sucker?
Oh, I did rough pencil,
Yeah.
and
Rough
just
pencil.
then lots of whiteout. There's whiteout everywhere on this fucking thing.
Unbelievable.
Reminds me
Look
a
how
bit
rough
of
that
Ronald
is.
Searle.
See,
You
looks
know
like The
Ronald
Exorcist.
Searle's work?
That's awesome.
Oh, that looks much better up close. Holy
Wow,
shit.
that's even better up close.
That
It's
is
hilarious.
Think the same.
Would you
See,
use chopsticks
so
to
much
do those
respect. I
lines?
can't do that sort of stuff.
Did you dip a chopstick in ink and put that on there with that?
A
What
bit
did
of
you
brush,
use?
just
Oh, I used a brush.
a bit of brush.
Very scratchy.
Yeah, I like scratchy inking. I don't like clean inking that much. I like
Yeah,
energy.
good on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Well
Well,
done.
it works really well,
Mm.
Ryan. It works awesome.
I'm too scared
Yeah.
to do that, Ryan. I like clean shit.
Yeah.
I'm not fearless. I need a safety net.
Yeah.
And well, that was awesome, Ryan. Thanks for that. And I'm just going to shove up one picture here. Zach put his in black and white to go with the whole NOIR
Yeah,
theme.
yeah, good on you.
Mm.
Well done.
Good on you,
Damn you,
Zach. Well
Zach.
done.
It is one of his best, mate. Really is.
Man, that is
That-
phenomenal.
It really is. That's
Seriously,
awesome,
Zach, that is. I thought it was nice in colour. Jeez, that's good.
Yeah.
On you,
Yeah,
mate.
good work, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well,
Can't be an
we'll
hour.
probably wrap it up, I guess. Hang on, just check this comment. And thank you so much, Ryan, for letting us tell us a bit more about yourself and a bit more about Battery Hen and so forth, and getting us behind the scenes on how you do things. Yes, thanks, Ryan. Yep. And
Thank you, guys.
thanks for sharing. Thank you, everyone who came on. Excellent art tonight. And oh, hang on.
Oh,
late
hang
comers.
on. What's happened?
Late comers with some late
We're getting-
comers.
We've got pictures coming in.
Oh,
Hang on.
excellent.
Oh, nice.
Emails here.
It's all right. We can vamp.
Don't miss
We
any.
can go a bit further. I'm glad I
Yeah,
spoiled it before I stopped.
don't miss any of them.
Don't we have a late entry from last night of Ryan's, of Shane?
Oh, we did.
Citrus, you mean?
From
Yeah.
Citrus, yeah.
That's what I said.
I can't remember which one that was now. There was so many pictures last night.
I've got it. I think.
Was
Yeah.
it Ryan? Was it who was like? Oh, that's right. You
I
sent it
think
to the
so.
wrong email.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You sent it to the wrong email, Ryan.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent it to the right one, but
Give me
after the
5
time
seconds.
it's gone.
2 seconds.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, no, right.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm bringing
Good
up
on
other
you, mate.
pictures. Don't worry.
Thanks for watching, mate. Yeah, that's right.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well done, mate.
Nice.
Love
What's
it.
that on A4, is it?
Yeah, I say 4.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Oh, jeez, that's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well done. You did that in an hour?
Oh, about hour and a half because I had to go out, but I wanted to do something for it, so
Mm.
I kind of just had half bits done, and
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out on it.
It turned out awesome.
Mm.
Okay, now I've got to remember who's
no,
who.
no, seriously. I'm so jelly. I'm so jelly right now. Like in terms of like, I'm jealous, man. That's it's awesome, but it's fucked, Ryan. Now you've made me try and get better.
I second that, Lee. I second that. I agree, brother.
Gotta use that energy. Gotta use that energy. To
I'll bring up these pictures. We've got
The owl softening the blow,
Robbie.
Oh,
Robbie.
Nice one, Robbie.
Robbie Donald.
And Peter Fairfax sent it through this one.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff, Peter.
Oh, yeah.
I love those abs.
Loving the abs.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
Good.
it.
Julian
That's
sent through a
attitude.
colour. This is why I was asking about the eye colours.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Julian.
Blue looks good.
I like the
It's
yellow
good.
Good
pants.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Awesome.
No, that's a good one, mate.
Cheers,
Some people
guys.
just know to draw
I
women.
think that's everyone.
Yep. Cool.
I hope you
Cool,
count yourself in that, Stephen, because yours very atomically correct and not bombastically X-Force type. Yours is awesome.
Not over emphasized on some parts of the body you're talking about.
Well, yeah, like he Stephen could work on a Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic where it's
yes,
the women
where it's
look
all-
like women and not
Yep.
big sort of
Nah,
you know.
I cannot draw women to save my life. That's one of the hardest things to draw, women.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
good, mate. No,
I've spent the last 2 years trying to get the hang of it.
I'm the complete opposite.
I see you got a little pencil sketch in the top right corner there, Steve.
Yeah, that's anything that
That's-
sort of
that's
I'll
your,
try and
Bring it back up.
draw how.
Please.
Yeah.
That's your little
See how
awesome.
the hip, yeah, little hip thing.
Oh,
So I always got sort of put that. So you have a little thumbnail, just to sort of like okay, just to flesh your ideas out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same.
That is really, really cool. I mean, yeah, I love it. Like, yeah, I was going to say I love a midriff. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but it just looks so well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I got the idea from Julian's character, the midriff, and so that's the only thing I can sort of go any good at. Yeah.
Hey, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Thanks.
Mate,
Gary.
the best thing, Stephen, about the Friday night drink and draw, and I've said this 1,000 times, is I was always uncomfortable to draw anyone else's characters and shit. But when you come on and you're just dabbling in other people's stories and things and you get into it and stuff, man, it's only forward, man. You're already good, mate. You're already awesome. You're doing your thing. You got a comic book coming out with Shane and stuff like that. Next fucking one after this is going to be better, and you're going to be better, and you're just going to, that's all. Only forward, man. Just everyone keep doing artwork, creating. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, thanks, mate. It's good. Bunch of guys. That's one of the things. Encouragement. Rob Spedsy has helped me out a fair bit, which is pretty good, especially with the digital side of it.
Oh,
Who?
cool.
Me?
Some fella named Rob.
All right, sweet.
See? Love it.
Hey,
Awesome.
before you switch off, Sis,
Yeah, sure.
I'd just like to let every nun know out there in
Every
New
nun.
Zealand,
Oh, okay.
every nun and everyone else who wants to listen. That Kickstarter by Nat Carmichael's struggling a bit.
Yes.
Emil Mercer. It'd be a great book when he gets it out. So if you've got the dough and the inclination, have a look at it and get behind him. He's a great supporter of Australian comics.
He is.
Comic thing. So any little help will be good for him to get that Kickstarter done. And you'll find you'll find him on Facebook, and you'll find a link somewhere in the Australian Cartoon Association or Nat Carmichael with a K. Carmichael with a K.
Okay.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, good guy who makes good comics.
Yeah.
Can't ask better than that.
Well said, Dave.
Well said. Thanks
Thanks,
for that,
Dave.
Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you everyone for tonight. Awesome as always. I am looking forward to Friday every week now. This is just so much fun, so much talent, so much great art, so much great conversation. Thank you so much to all of you for tonight and for every other night, every other Friday night. You guys are awesome. So yeah, everyone watching, I hope you enjoyed tonight like I did. And have a great night, everyone. Thank you very much.
Hey, Shano,
Well.
before you press that button, let Duncan
Before I
say
press the
something. Good night. Come on, Duncan. Good night.
Fuck off.
Oh, you just cut me out.